What do you mean, you people?
What do you mean, you people?
Huh?
And the attacks began. The team made it no better promoting the movie by releasing codes and clips, which is not a good way to promote this sort of movies with such a complex and obscure style. Ragers banded together and called for boycotts, strikes, and even made blatant defaming of promotional work for the film to let them know that what they were doing was wrong and highly racist. I mean, how dare they, right? Don't they know that there's an article out there saying that there's white bitches becoming Asian people with CGI? This left many in forums and across the board either trying to defend the movie by saying things like she's a robot anyway, or it's just a movie. But this all fell on deaf ears. You would look pretty dumb or look like a sheep if you were to jump in and defend the white multi-million-dollar queen herself. Video essays and articles pushed the issue even further, calling this out to be a modern-day John Wayne becoming Genghis Khan. And this was all before the movie even dropped. A Japanese native made a video asking ones on the street how they felt about the casting choice, which many didn't even mind it. Even the creator of the manga himself, Mamoru Oshii, made a response. What issue could there possibly be with casting her? The Major is a cyborg and her physical form is an entirely assumed one. The name Motoko Kusanagi and her current body are not her original name and body, so there is no basis for saying that an Asian actress must portray her, he told IGN via email. Even if her original body, presuming such a thing existed, were a Japanese one, that would still apply. He goes on to further say that this seems to be a political move. And you have to understand that there aren't that many Asian American-led films out there. And yes, you can call out Donnie Yen or the cast of The Raid, but according to talks I had with other people, those are niche films. The film comes out and it struggles. Paramount makes the statement that it was the outrage in many articles pushed out that did it in. Deadline argued, in an article of all things, calling them out for being a liar and said the movie was cold, boring, and thoughtless. But strangely, they negatively compared it to great movies like The Matrix and Blade Runner. The film damn near suffered a bomb, but Asian audiences saved it. Also, it was stacked against the kids' movie and the 50th entry in the Fast and Furious franchise. After the fallout, British actor Ed Skrein was casted to be in a role for the upcoming reboot of Hellboy. He drops out of the role because his character was half Asian and gives it to fellow actor Daniel Dae Kim.
Daniel Dae Kim has officially joined the cast of the Hellboy reboot. In a statement issued exclusively to The Hollywood Reporter, the actor confirmed the news and thanked the movie's producers and Ed Skrein, the actor who stepped aside so that a culturally appropriate person could take the role. Kim said, "I applaud the producers and in particular Ed Skrein for championing the notion that Asian characters should be played by Asian or Asian American actors."
Yeah, because there was no other reason for him to drop out. No other reason whatsoever that I can think of. Ed was set to be in another adaptation, an anime I might add, entitled Alita Battle Angel. I couldn't help but notice how the two were similar. It's just that Alita is a bit more in the fantasy post-apocalyptic realm. But the damnest thing, there are animes being portrayed by actors of another race. And yeah, sure, you could call it out and say, well, it doesn't count. Rosa Salazar is Spanish. True, but as beautiful as she is, does that mean she's exempted? Let's take a walk back when Nicki Minaj was in full album mode. One of the songs she released entitled Chun-Li caused backlash too, many stating that you don't have to be white in order to whitewash something. And let's say you're one of those purists that believe that robots in anime are Asian by design. Well, by your logic, Alita Battle Angel just committed the sin of yellowface. And also to add, anime and other works from Japan are based on their own culture, whether it's the focal point or not. So to take the basis of its own undertones away from it, just to include a black, Spanish, or hell, even a random Asian American actor, just to push a narrative, is that not whitewashing as well? And they had the whitest white dude in the movie with the last name of Ito. Last time I checked, that wasn't European. And they made the bitch eyes big as hell. I just want to point that out too. So you can miss me with that, well, you didn't know, because the movie was promoted everywhere. A simple Google search would have helped out with that.
And if anybody don't understand that, then God be with them. Go look up the history. Go look up the history. Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about.
I mean, come on, man. Arizona T promoted the damn thing. Let's talk about a movie called Ridiculous 6, a Netflix original film which properly casted Native Americans in their movie. That's right. An Adam Sandler movie actually had the decency in casting the appropriate race to the mentioned roles. But check this out. It perpetrated stereotypes like the drunk Indian. One character is actually named Where's No Bra. In another sequence, Sandler's character asks a Native woman, how's about after this we go someplace and I put my pee-pee in your teepee? Well, of course this caused a walkout with the actors. And of course there's an explanation, because everybody knows that there's always a deep meaning to a Sandler film. The reason I bring this up is because regardless if a race is properly casted or not, there's still a term that is missing from the agenda. Well, a lot of Hollywood's agenda. And it's called respect. Sure, you can cast insert diverse actor here. Think that's okay? Sure, but it's deeper than that. You have the representation that you've been asking for, but it doesn't change the fact that a lot of people that pull the strings are racist and don't have the best intentions for you or possibly the character or story itself. Maybe they casted you to be heard, as a political move. I love the film Black Panther. It was casted properly, represented well, and lets us as blacks shine. You can blast whatever you want about it, but you can't deny the fact that it did just that. The characters were from their native land and did not act out of character and respect to the comic book it was adapted from, which goes back to Ghost in the Shell. Sure, they could have casted an Asian actor. Sure, but it wasn't a necessity, especially with what the character brought out major and her personality in general. That aside, they showed a great love and respect for the source material, and you can see that with every scene. They even got flew out to Japan and gave this epic concert with the guys that created the original score.
The top 20 winners will get flued out. All expenses is paid for flights, travel.
The top 20 winners will get what?
Flued out.
I'm sorry, what?
Flued out.
And then on top of that, does it even matter? At the end of the day, it was just a movie. Some of them hate it or love it. Came out and went. Really shouldn't have been pressed that hard. I mean, the very next year, the same people that were vocal in the movie or about the movie had movies out. It takes months, even years, to get a movie to green light, and even longer to be in production. Not enlighten you on anything, just gonna leave that out there, just leaving it out there. And here we are, in hot Twitter battles for what? We try to be Twitter gangsters and bullies in the cyber world we live in. Some of us actually missing out on real life issues or activities in our own lives. Becoming distant and cold, absent from the world. That being said, maybe the major is more like us, and the story is more relatable than you think.
There are countless ingredients that make up the human body and mind, like all the components that make up me as an individual with my own personality. Sure, I have a face and voice to distinguish myself from others, but my thoughts and memories are unique only to me, and I carry a sense of my own destiny. Each of those things are just a small part of it. I collect information to use in my own way. All of that blends to create a mixture that forms me and gives rise to my conscience. I feel confined, only free to expand myself within boundaries.
That's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it as much as or as long as I had this in production. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Follow me on all my socials. And check out the guys at Killer Flicks where they talk horror all day, every day. I'm Kid Carl.